Verified. I'm verified and it was easy. I did it in my sleep.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Velocity, where today Tommyinnit is trending again. But no, he didn't actually do anything wrong this time, okay? I know, it's surprising to hear. Tommyinnit is on the trending tab. What did he say? What did he do? Well, nothing, thankfully, nothing this time. And I mean, honestly, it's quite refreshing to see people talking about Tommyinnit without criticizing one of the things he's either done or maybe might have implied or something like that, because I'm so used to seeing Tommy on trending and clicking it and just seeing some ridiculous reason why thousands of teenagers are online, all really upset at him at the same time. But no, this time, thankfully, you don't have to deal with that if you are a fan of Tommyinnit. So this time, it actually has a lot more to do with his friends, Dream and Georgenotfound. So they are kind of the reason why he's there, because a lot of people wanted to try and reach out and get in touch with Tommy. That's actually why he was on trending, because his fans wanted his attention. So why did his fans want his attention? Well, any more than they almost always do. Actually, this time his fans were actually worried about him for some stuff that they'd seen on other people's streams and on his streams, and they just wanted to make sure that he was okay, which honestly, not surprising given how supportive his community always is. But what is it that made them so concerned? Well, there's a few things at play here. So for those of you that don't know, there is a really famous comedian called Burnham who released a special recently on Netflix, and it's been hugely anticipated. It's one of those things that only happens every few years, and he's always very, very sort of well respected. They're always really good. And Tommy decided that he would watch it on stream with his fans, and he would let everyone know sort of his reaction to it and what he thinks of it. And well, it didn't end well for him. So for those of you that don't know, which is probably quite a few of you, Burnham is one of those creators who gets very sort of introspective, and he talks about what it's like to be a creator, the kind of the pressures, the things that affect him. And he's done it in all the shows before. I would recommend checking those out because he has a really helpful insight into it. But it's one of those things that might be a bit difficult to hear if you yourself are a 16, 17-year-old creator who is just hearing all this at once and hearing about how terrible it is and all the sort of trials and tribulations of being one. And I think it's also important to note that Burnham is one of the first people to have blown up through YouTube. He's one of the first people to have made his whole career off uploading YouTube videos. So it's another thing that connects him closer to Tommy, and it's one of those things that he can probably very well relate to do with the situation that he is in. But that isn't the only thing that's getting Tommy down, okay? So his fans knew he was watching this, they saw him watching it, and they were worried that he wasn't doing well. There was already a lot of support around him trying to make him feel better. But that wasn't the only thing that might have also set Tommy off. So you might be thinking, in this situation, surely not much can make it worse, you know? Surely nobody's gonna come in and make the situation worse for him. Well, Georgenotfound and Dream had other ideas when they decided that they would call him up. So the whole idea of this call is that it was a prank call that George was going to do on Tommy, but apparently George has no idea what prank call actually means, and he didn't know that you had to reveal the prank call, that it was a prank. He just decided that he would phone up Tommy and say some pretty concerning things and then just leave it, I guess was his plan. I'm not sure if he really thought it through. I'm not sure if he even thought what a prank call might have been, but you get the idea. It was pretty out of left field. And I mean, a normal prank call would be fair enough, but he actually made it so personal that so many people got worried about him. So what George actually said was he phoned him, he prank called him, and he said, look, I've been speaking to Dream and he is not happy with your role in the dreamsmp lore, which is a pretty big thing to say. Even in a prank call, that's probably quite a concerning thing for him to hear. So why would he say this? Why would he prank call with this? Well, thankfully Dream was in on it and it was all just a joke, but it is one of those things where you can imagine if you didn't know that would have been very concerning to just hear out of nowhere from two of your friends that, oh, we're not happy with this. We're not happy with what you're doing for all of our livelihoods. We are not happy at all with how you're doing this. And it just seemed a little bit strange, really. So did Tommy address this? Because he was on trending, there was a lot of people talking about him. He actually did come out and say something about the situation because obviously people are concerned about him, but in his usual fashion, he just kind of made it a bit of a joke, as I'm sure everybody expects from him by this point. He tweeted on one of his alternative accounts, I spend all day wishing I could push Dream out of a plane. But here we are. And Georgenotfound replied, Tommy, it was a prank call. Dream loves your lore. I'm sorry for doing doing that to you, but seems a little bit late for that now that everybody knows Tommy's opinions on this situation. He's furious. He is going to push Dream out of a plane. Obviously, this was just a joke from Tommy. I really doubt he cares, but George does seem to be a little bit worried about this situation, given the fact that he has replied publicly on his main account so everybody can see it. But I did see someone point out something which seems pretty accurate. George probably tweeted this because he was more concerned about the fans than if Tommy actually cared about it, because to be honest, I doubt Tommy cared. I don't know how he got on trending for this, because it really doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but apparently, according to the fans, this was a huge deal and they were really worried about him, and they were like, oh my god, we've got to get in touch with Tommy. He's got to hear this, but yeah, clearly he really wasn't very bothered. And in fact, you can even see how unbothered he is by this video, which he put on his Instagram story around the same time.
Verified. I'm verified and it was easy. I did it in my sleep. Models, come into my DMs, mod.
So he's obviously right back on brand right away. He wants the models to come into his DMs because he is verified. He doesn't want to concern anyone with his prank call Bo Burnham fiasco. He just wants to let everybody know that he's verified. And I want to know what microphone he's using as well, because that sounds way worse than the iPhone microphone. Considering this guy is literally a professional streamer / YouTuber, I have no idea what he's recorded this on. This is horrible. And even the guy in charge of the trending tab descriptions was concerned, because under the trending it said, Tommy, content creator Georgenotfound jokingly called fellow creator Tommyinnit to criticize his law, but then forgot to reveal that it was a prank call, which honestly, I feel like that pretty much just hits the nail on the head. That is exactly what happened with this situation. I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where it's not the end of the world, like, oh no, Georgenotfound accidentally prank called Tommy, but apparently this was a huge deal for all the fans who were seriously concerned about Tommy, but you know, he dispelled that. He is fine. He has made it very clear that he is totally fine. Anyway, that is about it for today's episode. Leave a comment down below if you made it all the way to this part of the video. Comment the word Tommy. Just comment that if you made it this far into the video, and then I'll know that you watched all the way to the end and you heard the whole situation, because it is important to know the whole situation, all the facts, everything that's going on with the situation. And I'm sure next time one of those Minecraft creators is on Twitter, you'll be the first to know, because I'll be putting it on my channel straight after. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I know it's been a little while since I posted, but there hasn't really been anything to make a video on. I didn't want to just make a video on nothing, because I feel like that'd be boring and nobody would want to watch that. But yeah, I'm back into the uploads. Hopefully I will be back at least every other day. Let's shoot for every other day. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.